Right, welcome to the Naughty Corner Gaming. It's I, Oz. We are back for more bad decisions, and it's boarding actions time. Today we are going to talk you through how to build a list, as I have my guest Matt back to help me today in building an Adeptus Astartes list, and this is going to just help me help you, so then we can play a game, because more poor decisions. It's a great thing to do. So I now have Matt with me. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. Good to be on again.
So, off camera, we have made a decision that I'm going to play a boarding strike with the Rampage Games Demon Marines in this game. So, first of all, obviously, we've said it's 500 points, and I like Vindicators. I'm going to take a Vindicator, right?
I'm afraid it's kind of in the docking area of the ship. We can't fit it down the corridor to drive through and blast. I think you're going to do more damage to the ship than you are to the enemy.
Okay, right. Okay, so what can I take then? So let's think about this boarding strike detachment. That's the one we're gonna go with. That's the one we have open. What can I take then to build my 500 point force? Because I've got my app here ready to go. So what can I start with?
I mean, check out the keyword here. You can take a Primarch if you really want to.
I don't have one.
Oh, okay.
I have Shrike. But
he's a little way off being a Primarch.
I don't know. I think he's pretty good.
So
okay,
you're going to need to. Well, I say you're going to need to. You don't have to pick a character. You can go characterless if you want.
I need a leader.
You feel like you need a leader.
Okay. So I'm going to go captain and grab some because I know I've got one painted. Okay, so that's 80 points. Sure.
Yes,
okay.
That is legal. We've got infantry character, excluding Terminator models in a boarding strike, but that's okay. Gravis is different. Yeah, some kind of sort of medium level between regular and Terminator.
Okay.
Okay, so you're probably going to want some battle line just to do the secure site, so you can get to the objective, secure them, and then move on.
Okay, so heavy intercessor squad for me then, 5-man squad.
You know what? They're really good at boarding actions.
Is it? It's just because it's the only battle line I've got, because I play Shrike, and Assault Marines with jump packs now count as OT2, so they're basically just as good.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. They're really good in Gravis because you get that toughness 6. So, when we talk about hatchways and holding them shut, use the toughness value, and 3 wound models in boarding actions are kind of disproportionately good.
Okay.
Because obviously you're cut off from a large part of the army building with what you can take. So 3 wounds is good.
Right, so it says here I can include up to 1 of each of the following units. Does that mean I can only take 1 from that section, or I can take 1 of each from that section?
It's an interesting caveat, yeah. So you have 3 different sections there. You've got up to 3 of each of those sort of core battle line ones, up to 1 of each of the following units. So you'll notice that it's 1 of each, but some of them are 5 or 10. So technically you can kind of have 2 of those units, because you could take them as a 10, like for Black Templars, Sword Brethren. You can take a 10 and they combat squad down to a 5.
And you can learn about that if you watch our other video that Matt has filmed about what the differences are between 40k and boarding actions. Go and have a look.
It's a good video. So don't test me. So you can pick up to 1 of each of those. So you could have can't have. I mean, you're not going to fit all of them in 500 points, but you could have 1 of any of those. Okay,
so I'm going to add an aggressor squad because I like aggressors.
Really strong choice in boarding actions. I would like the Flamestorm Gauntlets, because obviously you can Overwatch over and over, and multiple units can do it. So good choice in this.
Okay. I have some of those as well. I don't use them because I usually use Boltstorm, but I have 3 Flamestorm. I can do that. Okay, I think because the Blade Guard were out and they were used for our demo video, I'm going to take the Blade Guard, and that currently puts me at 390 points.
Okay, 110 left. Now we don't have to worry about enhancements, or I say worry about. Enhancements can be useful, can't they, for finishing off those points you've got spare, but they're all free in boarding actions, so we can't use that to manipulate the points. You can include up to 1 of the following units: Eradicators or Hellblasters. Have you got Eradicators or Hellblasters painted? Are they under 110 points? Key question.
They're 100 points.
That sounds good.
So I'm going to take an Eradicator unit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can take 1. Now, when we talked about, you said, can I take all of those? With Eradicators and Hellblasters, they're in that special section. You can take either or.
Okay, so I can have Eradicators and Hellblasters, but I can take 1, and as I don't have Hellblasters painted, I can't take them.
I'm grateful to you for not bringing Hellblasters because they are like the most stupid unit in Space Marines.
Okay.
Because of their like, was it for the chapter?
Fight on death, effectively.
Fight on death, shoot on death.
Yeah.
Which
I don't-
every other player of every other faction, apart from Space Marines, despises that rule, and somehow Games Workshop just keep it in over and over through balanced data slate after balanced data slate, and it stays in, run over.
So what you're telling me is my next purchase for my Space Marines is some Hellblasters. Okay, that's cool because I'm painting Black Templars anyway, and I've got like what was it the fiery ones, the Inferno Squad, because of the Combat Patrol.
Yeah.
So I can just buy a box of them and make them my Black Templars, and then they can fight on death and shoot on death. And
Yeah, sure, do it.
40k game coming soon.
I'll be there.
Okay, so let's just review it. So I'm at 490 points, but obviously I don't pay for my enhancements.
No,
So
free.
I don't need to worry about then the 10 points. It's just an unfortunate
It's
thing.
just spare points.
Okay.
Do you want to pick an enhancement now? All right,
I think we can. So I don't have a leader ability. So me going for the starting one. I don't think that's gonna help. Is
So
it?
we've got the course. Well, let's check the personalised Space Marine ones first because they're more likely to be.
Well, if you go to it, I've got the ones
You
here.
got okay, you keep those.
So-
I'll do the core ones.
So I quite like Adamantine Mantle just because it looks really stupid. So because a Captain in Gravis Armor has Refuse to Yield, which is half the damage attack, and then subtract 1 from the damage,
It's going to make it pretty tanky.
that's going to be a pretty tanky mofo, I feel.
And seeing as they run around the board by themselves, you can kind of trust him to go off and survive and do his own thing.
Okay. The other one I've got that is specific to Space Marines is in your move phase, each one of the barriers select to make a normal advance move. So within 1 per hatchway, it can attempt to operate that hatchway. If it does, it cannot attempt to operate a hatchway again this turn.
This one needs a little bit of explanation. So, usually you can only open a hatchway
Mm-hmm.
at the end of your move,
Okay.
which means you then can't move further through it, and your charge range is dictated from where the hatchway is.
Yeah.
That gets around that rule. You can open a hatchway before you move. So he could, you'd have to have planned it out by standing there beforehand. But in your previous turn, you need to stand next to a hatchway.
Okay,
You
so-
could
yeah, okay.
open a hatchway, move, and charge.
So better players than me could use that.
You've got the tactical clever option, and you've got the tanky me no die option.
Okay, so I've got tanky immunity. What about core? Because obviously we've said in the other video there's some core enhancements as well, so we could also take advantage of.
Okay, options. Superior boarding tactics. He's a veteran of ship-to-ship battles. You just start with 2 CP. Not
Okay.
zero. Not zero. Zero's for jumps. You start with 2.
Okay.
Do all the strats.
Okay.
You could be a close quarters killer. Pretty badass. So each time you make a melee attack, you can just re-roll the wound roll. Flat re-roll.
Oh, I've got a power fist.
Imagine how that comboing with
Right.
Oath of Moment and +1 to the room roll. Like, it's going to be pretty good. Peerless Leader, we've said probably not going to apply here
Yeah.
because reduce, and we'll go through what it does anyway. So you reduce the battlefield command stratagem to 0 CP. Usually you'd have to give out your leader ability,
Yeah.
but he doesn't really have a leader ability, so
Cool.
not relevant.
Yeah.
Expert Breacher is your Claventine Reliquary again. So it's like another unit. If you had 2
Okay.
characters, you could double up on the ability
Okay. Cool.
of opening the hatchway, then moving, then charging.
Mm-hmm.
Personal teleporter. Oh, 1-man teleporting machine. So he can just deep strike.
But deep strike's not a thing in boarding actions, is it?
It is, yeah. You can deep strike, but you still have to measure out 9 inches
Mm-hmm.
across walls and hatchways, but you can deep strike.
Okay.
And then trademark weapon. This this used to apply to melee weapons in the 9th ed version, which was crazy because you can add +1 strength and +1 damage to melee weapons. It only applies to ranged weapons now,
Okay.
so probably not that one.
So no, I don't think I'm going for that because my Boltstorm Gauntlet is not great. I think I am going to go for close quarters killer because I think I've got my half damaging already.
Yep.
And I think then having the reroll to hit and to wound because I still get Oath of Moment, right?
You do get at the moment, yeah,
Okay,
as
so-
a full ability. So you've got your defensive ability to stay alive, and your enhancements adding on some just sheer killing power. What's he coming with? He coming with a power fist?
He is armed with a Power Fist and
Yeah.
blade, I think. I need to dig out the model in a second.
I mean, I'm bringing plenty of legionaries at 2 wounds each, so
Okay.
power fist is going to be a problem.
Okay, well, let's
do that.
Let's do that and see. Right, and with that, Matt has helped me get my army together, and we are now ready to play a game. So that means that in the next coming days, hopefully, or by the time if you're seeing this in the future, there will be a battle report coming out where Matt and myself are going to play a beautiful game. So, anything to say before we get ready to play this game?
You're going down, corpse worshipping scum.
Excellent. Until next time.